Barbados, get up. Good morning. Good morning, Barbados. Good morning. Good morning to you. Good morning. Morning, morning, morning. Good morning to you. Good morning. Morning, Barbados. Good morning. Good morning to you. Good morning. Morning, Barbados. Good morning. Wake up, wake up, wake up. Morning to you.
Good morning, starting a little later than usual today, but all with good cause because we outside. That's right, we're in St. Peter today for Morning Barbados and bringing you to the beautiful spot. We're going to show you more of Local and Co. Here is where you need to be if you're heading up north. But more importantly, we're telling you all about what's happening in the beautiful parish of St. Peter. The community independence celebrations happen from January till the end of the year. And what we're able to do is see exactly what happens in each parish. And we have a group of people who get together as the parish independence committee groups across the island. And they put some young people together and some amazing projects. So today we're shining a spotlight on St. Peter. So we have with us Sierra Hurley, who is the St. Peter Parish Ambassador for 2022. Good morning. Oh, gorgeous with that hair. We have to share some secrets after. Alexander O'Neill, what a name. He says he can't sing, but he's representing for the guys for the parish. Good morning to you. All right, and looking a little sleepy. We'll talk about that, but waking up this early can be a challenge. So we understand, Alexander, no problems. And then we have Janine White, who is the attendant for the St. Peter Parish Independence Committee, and she is no stranger to the screen. Good morning to you, Janine.
Good morning, Tisha.
All right, looking beautiful, all of you, as always. Okay, I'm going to start with you, Janine. Talk to me about what it has been like setting the scene for St. Peter and getting ready for the celebrations later in November.
Tiring, but exciting. And you learn so much, I think, during the entire year. So many new faces, so many new places. So all in all, a very exciting experience, being able to be out in the community and really meeting these new persons. I had no idea that even Sierra lives about 7 minutes away from me. And so really meeting new people and discovering so much more about the parish.
Tell me about the selection process. How were you able to select these amazing young people? I know what happens is, every year I'm just simply over the moon about the type of people you're able to find to represent each parish. So talk to me about the selection process.
Okay, so you would send in your application once you indicate that you're interested in being either an attendant or an ambassador. I'm a little too old to be an ambassador, so of course I had to be the attendant. So as the attendant, I would get the opportunity to be the chaperone for these two exciting young persons, and you are basically interviewed by the secretariat, and they have the oversight for the persons that would represent St. Peter, and the selection process is actually handled by the Community Independence Secretariat along with the PIC, which is already established by the time they actually select the ambassadors and the attendant.
All right, that's beautiful. Okay, so let's head over to Sierra. What piqued your interest? What made you decide, hey, I want to apply to be a parish ambassador?
Well, for me, this was a dream. I had always wanted to be an ambassador. You see them around November, you see them coming on and doing their activities, various activities. I was like, hey, that is something I want to do. Moreover, it was about me being giving back to see the least. I am very community driven. I always want to give up my time. I always want to help where necessary. So I thought that this would have been a perfect opportunity for me to do so, all while learning more about my parish and the individuals within my parish.
Okay, just take the mic. We're outdoors today. Things happen. That's all right. So we're going with the flow. We're a little fluid today. So when you talk to me, just bring the mic a little closer up to your mouth so that we can hear all of those words that are coming out because we want to hear from you. So talk to me about you. What do you do outside of that? You look like you could be a student.
Yes, I am currently enrolled at the University of the West Indies, but I have taken a year off to start my journey as a working girl. So I have recently started my first job at the City of Bridgetown Cooperative Credit Union.
Woo, woo. Oh, I love that. She said she took some time off from school to start her journey as a working girl. How about that? All right, and let's head on over to Alexander. You are the interim St. Peter Parish ambassador. Talk to me about that move into this role. Interim suggests to me that it's not a permanent thing, maybe just a fill-in spot.
Yes, it is a filling spot because originally I was not the chosen ambassador. I served as ambassador in 2018. I had a phenomenal experience. So, given the late timing, they came to me and said, "Well, there's a situation, and that they would like if I could fill in." And I said, "Sure." And the reason why I accepted is because of my commitment to duty and my commitment to my parish as well. So that is why I took up the role as the 2022 parish ambassador.
Well, you know what they say, and it's based solely on me and my name. Hindsight is 2020. So you're in a position to tell us what the entire experience was like then in 2018. So kind of summarize it and tell me, what were the highlights of your stint back then?
For me, the highlights was definitely meeting the people. People are very phenomenal. You get to really understand the ins and outs of your parish, and you get to meet great individuals that you can learn from. Equally, at that point in time, I was very shy, and I was very introverted, I should say. And after going through the entire experience, it really made me, like, sometimes you do things that you don't know you like until you do them. So that for me really opened me up, and it really showed me that this is something I enjoy. And after that, I must say that I've been very out there taking risks, doing things like it really changed my character, and for the better, I should say.
Oh, that's beautiful. That's a good report, Janine. So, things are happening. What are your expectations for, these young people, for the Parish Independence Committee, the entire group, going into the celebrations? Because no matter what you do throughout the year, everybody wants to come out on top at the Spirit of the Nation show. So tell me about how you're prepping for that and what your expectations are.
Well, our expectations, of course, Tisha, you have to be in the top three. If not, you bring it all the way home to the north. So, of course, we are looking to come out on top. Sierra is very, very passionate. She doesn't show it, but she's extremely passionate. And we are just thankful for Alexander to come on board. The entire committee is ready and rearing. St. Peter has a lull about it, but it's all energy on the PIC committee. We are energetic. For the month of November, we actually have a celebration called A Taste of St. Peter, so that's something to look forward to. But it's all energy, all good vibes, all excitement here on the St. Peter PIC.
And I absolutely can see that. You guys are a gorgeous bunch. And the color, this is what? Lime green?
That's correct.
I was trying to channel lime green. I didn't quite get there, maybe on my next visit to St. Peter, but I definitely will be back. I absolutely love what I'm seeing and what I'm hearing. So if at home you can hear some noise in the back, we're not apologizing. That is the beautiful Caribbean Sea that's in the background, all right? So just enjoy that. Okay, so let me head back over to you, Sierra. What are your expectations for the show? Tell me about how you're prepping for that in particular.
Well, going through the paces, we are doing a series of training sessions, getting myself ready for the stage. I'm not used to being on the stage, so I am sure that, having a stage presence is necessary. You need to have your stage presence to command the stage. So doing a number of workshops. But more importantly, I'm having a lot of fun creating my ideas for the costume and the formal wear. I am very into that. I'm looking forward to the concepts and telling the stories through my formal wear and my costume of the beautiful parish of St. Peter.
All right, I would imagine that's a challenge. And I'm going to nip over to the formal wear designer who has now joined us on set. Just pass the mic to Wendy Edwards, who is going to be designing for the St. Peter Parish Independence Ambassadors for 2022. Wendy, talk to us a little bit about how you happened upon this particular role.
Um, Good morning.
Good morning.
I joined this committee in 2010, when Sherry Boyce invited me to come and design the formal wear. Back then I was not sure, I wasn't confident, but I still did it, and I get very good reviews. Everybody thought I should have won the show, but I said, judges' decision or final. So since that, I've been there with them every year after that.
Good stuff. How are you planning? Because what Sierra said that sticks with me is, you know, it's not just a piece of formal wear as you would for a regular show. This piece is expected to be representative of maybe the parish or the parish project, or, you know, what you are trying to accomplish with this year long of celebrating. So, you know, how do you kind of stay on message with that and still design something that is incredible to the eye? Must be a little challenging.
It is. It is. Sometimes you get a style, a design, you put it together, then you have to try and think of the project and work it that way. Colors, texture, sometimes you describe the texture to what is going on in the project. Sometimes the color, you know, to just bring the formal wear to whatever they're doing. But it's not an easy task.
Yes. Wendy, you don't like mics, do you?
No, I don't.
Wendy has the mic over here, and Wendy is talking to me over here.
Okay.
Wendy,
I'm going to get better.
now she gets the mic.
Okay.
Yeah, but certainly good to reach out to you. Was it easy getting up early this morning?
No.
Because I know in this neck of the woods, people are up bright and early, right?
I do
Wendy,
late.
say yes.
I go to sleep late.
Wendy, say yes, Wendy. All right, well, tell you what, we're going to give everybody here a break, and we're going to let you take a break, whatever you're doing today. Still some rain outside, lots of rain last night. We're going to share the weather report. So lots of water on the roads. You want to make sure you leave home early so that you can factor in all of the extra traffic and time that you might be spending on the roads. Remember, the pedestrians are out here to use the roads as well. When we come back, we tell you more about St. Peter. We have performances. We're telling you all about the tours here. I almost said on the island. It's almost like it's a space of its own. Oh, wait, it is. We're in St. Peter. We're outside today for Morning Barbados, so stay with us.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
10 minutes before 7 o'clock. Thank you so much for tuning in to Morning Barbados. We're at Local and Co. See all those people in the background? Yes, St. Peter people out to celebrate with us today. So much thanks to our sponsors, Great Health Works, and they are the distributors of Omega XL and probiotics. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And thank you for tuning in, those of you online as well. So we told you we're at the beautiful Local and Co. You're going to get to see some more of the space in just a little bit. But now we get to meet the people behind the scenes making it happen. So joining me now, we have Julie McNeil, who is owner, partner of Local and Co. and Slow Foods Barbados. Good morning.
Good morning.
And we're going to find out a whole lot more about that. And she's joined by Sophie Mitchell, who's the exec chef here at Local and Co. and partner. Good morning.
Welcome to our little home.
Thank
Nice
you.
to have you all here.
It's wonderful to be here. And because I'm matching with the crockery, I mean, it means I definitely have to come back.
Definitely.
All right, so let me start with you, Sophie. Tell me a little bit about the move to open this beautiful place. You just celebrated 1 year at the start of September. So tell me about the move to open this beautiful spot, Local and Co. in St. Peter, in Speightstown.
Well, Speightstown is such a historic town, so it's a perfect background for us. And it was really came out of it's a brainchild of Slow Food, really, because Slow Food Barbados needed a restaurant to showcase how you can do an international restaurant of a high standard with local products. So everything we cook is from Barbados, and we're very proud of that. And from a chef's point of view, it makes it very creative for me. I love it.
All right, so tell me, Julie, about Slow Food Barbados.
Yes, well, we're celebrating our 10th year in Barbados. We started in September of 2012, and we really started with an effort to reduce our food import bill and strengthen our local agricultural sector and do it in a way that's in alignment and in harmony with our environment. So we started doing farm-to-table dinner series, and of that, we kept being told, well, why you couldn't have a farm-to-table restaurant here. And we did event after event, and we just got so inspired that we decided we would give it a try.
And to be honest, we were told many times that you wouldn't be able to do a restaurant just using Barbadian products. So, you know, we're a year in and we're proof that you can. And basically, people can just come here and have a burger or have some fries, but they know that behind the scenes, the profits and and some of the profits go to Slow Food Barbados, and the money goes back into the economy as well. So it really is to support.
All right, so I know that Slow Food Barbados, you're doing some amazing work, not only inside of the restaurant, but you're also doing work with the community. So talk to us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so we do educational garden program, but also at the start of the pandemic, we really saw that a lot of the kids in our school program were left behind when the schools closed. They didn't have any meals for the day, especially the ones that were on breakfast programs, et cetera. So we worked with a principal in one of our programs, and we started up a soup drive. So we cook soups. Yeah.
Wasn't it, at the start, it was kind of me and Julie just trying to work out how to get the product at the beginning of the lockdown, which was quite a difficult time to do anything.
A break in the food chain. There were chefs unemployed, so we decided to get creative and come up with a plan to help support the vulnerable in the community. And out of that, we expanded to 4 parishes in the north and are still serving soup 3 times a week. So we've served over 50,000 soups. And it's all, warm, nourishing, hearty meals.
Yeah, just thinking about soup. I mean, soup is such a go-to Bajan thing. Bajans love their soup. And you did about Bajan Big Soup. How about that? Look at this. It's an amazing book. Tell me quickly about the book, Julie.
Yeah, so it's a community-based cookbook, and we feature 22 chefs that participated in the soup drive. We talk about the program, the volunteers, all of our sponsors, and it's really a little time capsule, and we're really proud of it. It's a beautiful book.
It's got some cracking recipes in it, and that's the main thing. And it's been creatively put together by so many fantastic chefs and volunteers.
Right. Sophie, tell us where we need to come out to Local and Co. And outside of how just homely it feels and how beautiful the decor is, remind us why we need to come out and visit.
Well, we do very good food and we have very good cocktails
If
and
I
we're in
might
a
say so
very
myself.
beautiful
Have to add
place.
that part, if I might say so myself.
No, we've got a fantastic team and a fantastic venue, and we've got so much more to come. And we just enjoy what we do. So everyone should come and see what we're up to.
All right, absolutely. Good stuff. So these ladies are doing some great work in the community and providing wonderful food for those of us who want to make the trek here to St. Peter to come out and enjoy. And you should definitely check out the Bajan Big Soup book. I saw some great recipes in here. That would be wonderful. It makes a good holiday gift too. So thank you so much, Julie McNeil and Sophie Mitchell of Local & Co. and Slow Foods Barbados for joining us and, of course, partnering, allowing the St. Peter people to come out and be a part of all that you're offering and showcase St. Peter in this way.
Thank you so much. And if anyone wants to get involved and be a part of the slow food movement, they can join the Slow 7 Eat Local Challenge, which is happening on the 23rd to the 30th of October.
And it's happening online.
Yes, it's
So we're going to
online.
tell you more about how you can become a part of that particular challenge. Thank you, ladies.
Thank you so much.
Good stuff. Another break, and we'll be back. We'll bring you a news update at the top of the hour as well. Stay with us.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you. Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Welcome back. We're in St. Peter today at Local & Co. And it wouldn't be an outing unless we reached out and spent a little time with a parishioner, at least one, and we have a few. So we have joining us Austin Husbands, who was bred and born here in Speightstown. And he's with us along with Ronald McLean, who is a tour operator. Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning.
All right, great to have you in Speightstown. Just bring the mics up. You know, let's have some fun with the mics today. All right, Austin, if someone told you to tell them, you know, what's the best thing about Speightstown, what would you say?
I was born here. You mean apart from that? I always describe Speightstown as a conglomeration of villages that's made up of families that are intertwined. In other words, we're a bunch of gypsy people that enjoy living in and among others in our neighborhood. And that is why I find I can leave my doors open and ask the next door neighbor to go over and make sure the pot doesn't boil over. So that's one of the great things about being, a Speightstonian. And like I said, I was born in Speightstown, right next to the Alexandra School. I still live in Speightstown, a stone's throw away from the Alexandra School. And I will be interred in Speightstown, in my backyard.
Randall, talk to us about the tours. There's a lot of history in this beautiful part of Barbados.
Well, first of all, I must say that I was born and bred here as well.
Oh, lovely.
Just a stone's throw from the Speightstown Boys School, where we all went to school, and across from the church, again, where we all went to church. But the town itself has a history of its own. If you had the opportunity to see when Fisherman's Pub was being promoted, and you heard Mr. Armstrong talking about Jewtown and Fort Coconut and all these things, Speightstown was always guarded by forts. Fort Orange, Fort Denmark. So the cannons themselves were in the water. You could, at low tide, go and look and see them. Some were taken up, some were sent for restoration. So the forts stand out. Speightstown also has an ambiance of its own. You can get the best bread, fresh baked bread, right here in Speightstown.
Where?
Just down the street, opposite the Esplanade. Not that I'm promoting the bakery, but it's some of the best.
Not that I'm promoting the bakery, but I'm promoting the bakery. You have to say that.
Oh dear, I'm promoting the good product. No, they make the best turnovers, lead pipes, and now they've gone into different pastries. So you can get fresh bread in Speightstown. Speightstown always had a good bakery. From my youth, we had Payne's Bakery, and we had right where the bus stand used to be, where is now the Alma Paris School building. That was the bus stand, and also the bakery next to it, and the main artery that passes through the town, that street, which this restaurant stands on, has a lot of history. Starting from the Alexandra School, coming right down, all the way down to St. Helena's Bridge.
Wow, definitely a lot to get through. And there have been some additions over the years, the restoration of a few spots. And have you recognized that there are a lot more people who are expressing interest in Speightstown?
Come into Speightstown, but as a boy growing up in the 1950s and 60s, Speightstown was where it was happening, especially on Thursdays, from Thursday right through to Sunday. There was Ality Brothers, which was on Church Street, Estelle Hope's bar, Miss Redmond. There were a number of people who ran operations in Speightstown, and they attracted obviously the shoppers. And then after church, you would have your little tipple on a Sunday, because there are as many rum shops in Speightstown as there are churches, and there are quite a few churches. But apart from that, like I said, there's a lot of interest in Speightstown recently, because there's talk about restoration. As Randall was saying just now, we were known for our forts way back in the 16 and 1700s. There was Fort Denmark, which is where the old Arms House was. That is no longer. Fort Coconut, Fort Denmark is over there, right? And then Fort Coconut, where the Fisherman's Pub is. And obviously Orange Fort. Now, it's amazing that this 1 mile stretch has actually 3 streets on it. There's Queen Street, there's Orange Street, and then there's Sand Street. And but they're all one, just one line, just a bit more than a mile. And that's the main artery. However, on the Sand Street area, Queen Street area, they have been on Orange Street. Have had some institutions. Fisherman's Pub obviously is one. And the James Griffith establishment was first place to have a bar, entertainment center, and a jukebox. One of the first in Barbados to have a jukebox. So people would travel from St. Andrew to Speightstown just to punch the jukebox. That was a feature in the 50s and 60s. Where we are now was a wholesale shop, CHP Jordan and Company.
All right, you fellas can go on and talk about this forever. I know, because CBC did an entire series on Speightstown.
Yes,
Yes?
I had a little four sessions of that. But like I said, I was born here.
Yeah. And you're still here, and that says a great deal. I want to thank you, gentlemen, for sharing with us. Ronald McLean, who is a tour operator, and Austin Husbands, who lives right here in St. Peter. Both of you live in Speightstown, so that's a wonderful thing. Yeah. So thank you for waking up so early and
Thank
coming
you.
to share with us.
Thank you, no problem. It's been a pleasure.
All right, good stuff. All right, we are going to give you an update of what's happening news-wise after this.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Now for an update of the news. Code.org, the company that facilitated the recent controversial survey to first form students, says the pretest was not formulated by them. In a media release last evening from Min Yu, the Director of Marketing and Communications, Code.org stated the pretest was not reviewed or sanctioned by them, nor did they organize or provide personnel to supervise the pretest examinations. Further, the release stated Code.org has not seen or does not have access to any of the pretest results or data. Meanwhile, the Ministry of Education has accepted responsibility for the exposure of some secondary school children to offensive questions in the survey. The apology follows one from the Inter-American Development Bank, the body which administered the survey. The IDB says the Education Ministry had objected to some of the questions in the survey prior to its administration, but they inadvertently left them in. There has been a public outcry about some of the survey questions, which pertain to sexuality, gender identity, and substance abuse, among other things. Chief Executive Officer Dr. Ramona Archer, or Chief Education Officer rather, Dr. Ramona Archer Bradshaw, says what happened has left them in no doubt that they took too much for granted in not vetting the final survey.
The ministry now assures all stakeholders that the offensive scripts will be destroyed and there will be no further use of the survey without our explicit and complete scrutiny. More importantly, the ministry has already started the process of reforming its own policy on data collection in our schools to ensure that incidents such as this are never repeated. The interests, safety, and the protection of the rights of our children remain our top priority.
The Chief Education Officer also says they immediately stopped the survey after issues were raised by some parents of students at 5 secondary schools. She says meetings were then held with representatives of the IDB.
In these meetings, the IDB representatives acknowledged that in a number of meetings held previously to discuss the implementation of the survey, representatives of the Ministry of Education had expressed strong concerns about both the length and content of the survey document, and it was agreed that there would be modifications to the document. The statement issued last night by the IDB speaks to this. In order to further address the adverse reaction to this issue, the Ministry of Education has scheduled meetings for today with principals of secondary schools, as well as with parents of the first-year students who participated in the study. Be assured that this ministry will take whatever action is necessary to protect our children.
The chief says the ministry maintains confidence in the overall purpose and aim of the project. Local farmers can expect to pay more for feed starting on Monday, and consumers can brace for a price increase too in meat and other animal products. That's the word from Chief Executive Officer of the Barbados Agricultural Society, James Paul. He says Pinnacle Feeds has forwarded correspondence indicating that it will have to raise the price of feed because of the increasing cost of inputs. However, negotiations are ongoing on the issue.
There will be discussion between the farmers and the feed company. We have to look and see in this environment what can be done in order to mitigate against any increase in price of feed. And certainly, we will be having also we have possible discussions with the Minister of Agriculture to see what the government can do to assist. But we are in a very difficult environment, and the production costs continue to increase for producers in this country. And all we can do is try to live within what we find.
Barbadians who use natural gas are being warned there will be an interruption to the service for the next couple of days. The National Petroleum Corporation says customers may experience low gas pressure or outages today after the supply chain was interrupted by Tropical Storm Fiona, which resulted from structural damage to the Barbados National Oil Company Limited's loading facility. A shipment of liquefied natural gas was scheduled to arrive in Barbados from the Dominican Republic by midnight last night, but levels aren't expected to return to a state of normalcy until tomorrow. And that's an update of the news. We'll bring you another update during the midday news. We'll return to Morning Barbados in just a bit.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
We are at Local & Co. in Speightstown, St. Peter today, bringing you a little bit of the parish of St. Peter. Certainly hope you're enjoying it. So make sure you send us your messages. Remember, you can reach us on Morning Barbados at cbc.bb. A little bit of poetry is what we're in for now. We're joined by Frank Jilks, who is a poet. And Frank, are you like one of these fellas who told me bred and born here in Speightstown? All right, tell me what makes Speightstown, what makes St. Peter special for you? All right, hold on. I have to internalize that just a little bit. Frank, just take the other mic. Let's make sure that we can hear you well as we go through. And we beg your indulgence for those of you watching. Want to make sure that we absolutely get it right because we want to hear you, Frank. So yes, I think that's a little better now.
Okay.
So you said that you moved 5 times.
Yeah, I moved about 5 times, but all within St. Peter. I actually lived in Speightstown for a couple of years in the early 80s, but I was born in Six Mines on the beach. I was born on Six Mines Beach, and I moved to Speightstown as an adult, a young adult. Spent a couple of years with my parents, and then I got married, moved back to Six Mines. Then I moved from Six Mines to another part of Six Mines, and then I live now in Maynards.
Oh my goodness, I've never heard anything like that. Moved 5 times, but
Never left St. Peter.
you know.
And I don't want to leave St. Peter.
All right, so tell me about your works.
Yes, well, this is for those of you who have not heard about it as yet, this is a collection of poems, Seawater and Sand, and it's a collection of poems by myself and my brother. I don't think that there are any other 2 brothers in Barbados who are poets. So I think we are unique in that aspect. I know there were artists, fine artists who were brothers, but there are no other brothers that are poets. So when I conceptualized the idea of doing this book, I approached my brother and I said, look, we got to put the book together, but we want to keep a certain theme. And my idea was that the two major things that influenced us growing up in Six Mines was the sea and the beach. So I came up with the idea to call the book Sea, Water, and Sand, right? Resemble the name of the Calypso, but it's the sentiments are quite different.
All right, so are you going to share something with us this morning?
Yes, actually, I want to do this one, and this is one of my most recent ones. This was written actually in last year.
In 20 last year?
2021. Yeah, 2021. And this was written around, it's called New Republic, and it's about when Barbados became a republic. Actually, a cousin of mine called me on the phone and he said to me, have you written anything yet about the republic? I said, no. He said, look, come on, man, what are you doing? So he started me thinking. So as I go walking on mornings, I was thinking about this thing, and I said, you know what? I think I need to sit down and write a poem about the New Republic. So I wrote this one called New Republic. Wrapped in the gold of flag, the black trident piercing our sides, hugged by the ultramarine of an embracing Atlantic, I watch this ancient landmass that stretched past when Judas betrayed Christ, to rise up from the deep blue, pay the price with blood and sweat, but never to forget Coffee's dream, baptized by fire, now igniting desire to become masters of our destiny, fueled by pain and Grantley, brain hope from Barrow, who led us here. Amor, love conquers all who care. The journey is now beginning. We must now rise up to paddle the canoe that transported our Kalinago predecessors across this island chain to once more regain lost affinities with Mother Earth, giving rebirth to the battle with climate war and invasions of viruses into our space. Rise up, make haste to greet the new republic at Buckingham's Gate. It is never too late to unchain the shackles that bound us to a colonial fate, making us stop and contemplate as we chart charters for this new state. While some make futile debate, thinking we should hesitate, I say, on to the new republic. Don't be caught loitering, dreaming of a future date. The time is now to welcome our republic state.
Woo! That's good, Frank. I love that one.
And as I said, that was a challenge. My cousin said me, you got to write something about the Republic. So I definitely had to write something about the Republic.
The New Republic.
Yes. New Republic.
Where can we pick up this book?
Well, the book is available at any branch of the Cloister bookstore. It's also on Amazon, but it's also available at the Black Rock Book Place. That's in the Lazaretto, right? And the Tate Place there. It's also available at the Days bookstore as well.
All right, so pretty much wherever books are sold, make sure you pick it up.
Yes.
It's called Sea Water and Sand.
Sea Water and Sand, a collection of poems by Carol Antara Giltz and Frank M. Giltz.
Oh, that's wonderful. And we met before when I was doing a series on the late Prime Minister Arthur.
Yes.
And I had an opportunity to speak with you guys about St. Peter, so I know there's a deep, deep love for St. Peter, even with your entire family.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yeah.
All right, so Frank is a poet. Make sure you check out that book, Sea, Water, and Sand. I love that poem, The New Republic. We are at Local and Co., and we are highlighting St. Peter this morning. I hope you're enjoying it.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you. Good morning to you.
That's right. We're in St. Peter this morning. We were up dark and early. I can't say bright and early because when we got here, it was still dark outside. So I'm looking forward to taking you outside so you get a little peek of what's happening out on that gorgeous balcony. Don't think that's not lost on us. We're outside, we're inside, but we're outside. So we have to take you outside as well. So joining me now, we have Cheryl Griffith, who was the chairperson of the St. Peter Parish Independence Committee for 4 years, not consecutive years, initially 2014 or 15, and then right up until 2021, and Greg Agard Belgrave, who is now the chairperson of the Parish Independence Committee. And they are taking you a little further out into St. Peter because Greg is from Mount Breveter and Cheryl hails from Mile and a Quarter. Good morning.
Good morning to you.
All right, great to see both of you. First of all, Cheryl, I would imagine you're probably one of the longest standing members of the Parish Independence Committee, having served as chairperson for 4 full years. All right, so talk to me a little bit about your tenure in that capacity.
All right, I actually will have to say I was on it for 10 straight years.
Wow.
Holding different positions, deputy chair, project coordinator, and so on. So yes, I did have a really great time. For me, it was fulfilling, it was rewarding having worked with the various ambassadors and committee members, because remember there are 10 committee members and then the 3, the ambassadors and the attendant. So as a chairperson, it actually means you have to lead by example. It means you have to be committed and dedicated. You have to bring these persons with different personalities together in order to do the work that is necessary for the Parish Independence Committee.
All right, and now you've taken over. You have some big shoes to fill, not literally, because we know she's a very tiny lady, yes, but you have some big shoes to fill, taking over now as chair. So yes, talk to me about what your plans are for this particular year, or have been. I mean, we're almost at the end.
Well, this year has been very challenging, now coming out of the pandemic. So we're trying to get back out into the community, let the community know what is going on. And one of those activities that we're looking to do is to bring something called a Taste of St. Peter. This is an event that we're planning to hold on the 26th of November, where we are going to block off the streets here in Speightstown and have a street fair. We will get the entrepreneurs to come out, sell their stuff, their jewelry. If you make juices, soaps, come out and showcase your work. That would get the stores and businesses in Speightstown on board as well, to bring more activity into Speightstown. And then later in the evening, we're going to cap it off with the artists of Speightstown, Rhea, Stiffy. We'll get them to come out, perform, the police band. So we're trying to engage everybody on that occasion.
All right, what are some of the things that you'd love to see happening in Speightstown? I mean, over the years, there's been so much development here, and I know there's lots more to come. Nikki Beach was one of my favorite spots. But there's Port Ferdinand, there's Port St. Charles. There's so much happening in Speightstown. Still, a ways to go. So starting with you, first of all, Cheryl, you know, what are some of the things you'd like to see happen here?
Well, for me, I will go with the arts first. We just had Frank, my cousin, on. We need a place for our art to grow. We need persons, a space where persons can dance. People can write and learn how to write and perform poetry. Actually, at the Royal Nevis Primary School, where I was a teacher, that's what we were known for, the arts. So we produced 3 poetry books of the children's work. So we need that dedicated space for all the arts, whether it's drumming, whether it's dancing, whether it's poetry, drama. We definitely need that. And you had Janine on. Janine is our attendant. Frank, Janine, what we do at Rolling Hours, and it's still continuing because Mr. George Francis is the principal now, and poetry is also his love. We need a dedicated space for the arts. Now, you talk about Nikki Beach. You know there was Amma Beach.
Of course. That was one of my first jobs after school. I worked at Amma Beach very briefly.
So it hurt my heart when I passed there to see Bush, see the place. We really need something done in that area. Really hurts my heart.
Wow.
So those are 2 things that I am looking for to be done in Speightstown.
What about you, Greg?
Well, just like Ms. Griffith, we need some place for our young people to showcase their talents. And later in the program, you'll meet one of those persons that we really and truly enjoy. And that is something that we're looking forward to.
All right, wonderful stuff. I want to thank both of you for sharing with us this morning. And we're moving very quickly because St. Peter's showed with the whole parish this morning.
That's true. That's who we are.
You're even going to get to meet a police officer who's working in the community and with the community. You're going to get to meet Rhea, like they told you, who is, from right here in St. Peter. So we are continuing to showcase the parish all throughout this morning. And for those of you who've not been to St. Peter for a minute, make sure you come on over and check it out. There's so much to offer. We're going to take another break, and when we come back, we are going to be sitting in with Sergeant Raymond Maynard. And I'm not sure if he's from Maynard's in St. Peter. We're going to clear that all up next. A big part of communities is community policing, so it would be remiss of us not to include the Barbados Police Service. I had to dig deep to get that right. Sergeant Raymond Maynard is joining us now, and you have been a part of the St. Peter community for 20 years as the beat officer, so congratulations.
Thank you, ma'am.
I can just imagine the types of relationships you've been able to build over the years. Tell me about this time that you've spent with the people of St. Peter.
It's a really good morning, Barbados. It's a really wonderful relationship with the persons at St. Peter. I started in 2001, where I would do the community outreach program. And it was the same beat 4, which stretches from Mullins and Gibbs all the way down to 6 Mens in St. Peter. And I was one of 4 community officers then. And after about 4 or 5 years, I inherited the whole of St. Peter. And I had no regrets. I love doing the community policing. My motto back then was to meet some person new each day.
Wow.
Meet some person. I succeeded in my goals back then. And then I moved on to the schools, actually. The community outreach program, the schools liaison program, where I would go to my 5 primary schools and back then my 3 secondary schools. And that was a daily task for me, going out and meeting people in the community. And I would say that persons in St. Peter are really lovely and really friendly, and they embraced me from the time I started until I finished my community policing in 2020.
Now, you're in a position to tell us the difference community policing can make to a community. So how do you think you've been able to impact the community that you served for 20 wonderful years? How do you think you've been able to change positively, maybe young people, older people, based on this community policing initiative?
Okay. A very interesting question, interesting question. I want to share a story with you, what I feel my impact really was. In 2013, I was doing a program called the DARE program at the Garden Greenwich Primary School. I had 54 young children, all from the St. Peter community. 27 were boys. And at their annual graduation, the 11 plus graduation, the principal had a side screen up and asked the children at the end of it what they wanted to be. Of those 27 boys, 19 said they wanted to be police officers.
Oh, wow.
So I felt so good to see that I had that impact on those young persons. And actually 4 of them actually joined the police service. So for me, that was one of the many stories I had success within my community.
All right, any funny stories that you wish to share? Because I can just imagine there have been, a treasure trove of stories through the years, 20 years worth.
Okay. I also, at the Cordial Parish School, I had a young lady there who was very challenging, very challenging. I would remember going every week. She was involved in a fight at that school. She would always, principal would call, your girl involved in something again. And we would go, her parents would come to the station, we would sit down, we would talk, and we would encourage them not to give up on her. Because they saw something in her. So we worked on her, and then eventually she left school. She went to the community college, she did some programs. Today, she's teaching at one of the oldest secondary schools in Barbados. And she is a beacon at that school, a beacon. And I can call on her at any time to come and go to any of my schools and give the students some talks. And she is really lovely. That's one of my success stories.
It really makes a difference, I think, when the officers know the people in the community, you know, in an intimate way, you know, on a one-on-one basis. Because in pretty much the same way the principal was saying, your girl is here, you know, you were coming from a position of knowing what her background was, where she was coming from. And I would imagine that makes all the difference in the way you're able to handle any case.
Definitely, definitely. Any person that meets me for the first time, and okay, I'm going to do this another short story again. I brought my wife and my son to Speightstown recently, and we working through Speightstown. They said, everybody know you. But I said this to them, I know half of St. Peter, and the other half knows me. That's how I interact with the persons in St. Peter.
Oh, that's wonderful. I want to thank you so much for your service over the years, because it must be quite overwhelming for you when you reflect on 20 years of service to this community.
I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed my 20 years, and I haven't stopped. I still go in the community. I work a regular shift now, but I still donate some of my time to go to church services on Sundays, go to christening. I have 6 or 7 godchildren in St. Peter. So I still donate my time, although I'm assigned to a shift now to work normal policing duties. I still give my time to the community because I feel that I belong to this community.
All right, we're giving you a rounded view of St. Peter, of the entire community. Sergeant Raymond Maynard, who was a part of the St. Peter community for 20 years as the resident community officer. How about that? We have so much more coming up. I know the time is getting slim, but we're going to try to show you a whole lot more of St. Peter as we continue Morning Barbados on the move. Stay with us.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
And I always had it in my head. I want to learn to build boats.
You always had it in your head.
I want to be boat
So,
building.
so what? So, was there ever any, formal teaching about how to build
I
boats?
can get on to that now.
All right, we'll get down to that.
I get on to that. So I went home. When I leave school, I told my dad. He called my nickname is Guts. He said Guts.
Guts.
Yeah, that was.
Do we need to get into why
You could get into that. No, you can't get into that.
Morning TV.
You see, no.
Okay, you leave it. Little gentleman here, you used to eat a lot.
Still is. So I went home and tell him. He said, when you leave school, I'll let you send to a Valiant trade. I said, Daddy, I like the boat business. And I had an uncle named Sylvan Daglin. That's where Party Fish Spot is now. Down there, we so build the boats down there, used to build the boats down there. Luton Bob and Junie Bob. Luton Bob dead. Sylvan passed away too, which is my uncle. But Junie still living. And I went down there, painting boats and slabbing mahogany with a 3-foot saw. Just to get the trade.
All right, what did it feel like when you saw your first boat sail off into the sunset?
That was very, very nice. I can get a picture of the glass bottom boats I build now.
You building glass bottom boats too?
All the 1 point course.
Wait a minute, you got them in the pocket. Good stuff.
Check them.
Pictures, let me reach over here and see.
All them
Oh,
I
wow.
build. All them glass bottom boats I build.
Shamon too.
I guess Bill want another one for her.
Westwater Adventures. You definitely are doing some good work. Are you passing on this knowledge to anyone?
To my grandson called. I had 4 in my yard.
4 boats?
Building myself, I build my one. And the lady passed and tell me she wants she boys to learn. I tell she send them, I don't want to carry the grave with me. I ain't want to carry the knowledge with me. And I done them 4 boats in my yard myself, and near one man come. Near one man come.
I'm going to have to come and visit you at some other time, Elliot.
I learned my
so
grandson.
You can tell me
I
more.
teach my grandson now.
That's important. It's
I
important
teach
to
him.
share the knowledge.
I down here this morning, and he can do the work that I get home.
All right, 4 boats you're building.
I got 2 going up here, one going Sunday and one going Wednesday morning.
What's the best thing about living in St. Peter?
A nice place. Everybody friendly. You pass through St. Peter, boy got anything, and you start, they're going to offer you. They're going to tell you no. And if anybody trouble you, it's trouble. Because they're going to represent you. St. Peter is a very nice place.
Yeah.
But to get somebody young, the young people that are walking around, to learn the trade, it's a very beautiful trade. To build a boat is a trade. They ain't got too much of boat builders now. All of them pass it out. And me, I got so much more builder, called 74 now.
Well, you don't look 74.
I'm 74.
So that's
I
just
still build them boats.
Oh, that's
I guess
wonderful.
build one if you see a woman there, Netherlands, if you see a woman there, glass one boat, 32 feet long. In my yard, my one.
Wow.
Lift up all that board, all that stuff, and lift up my one. I love the boat building. I love
All
it.
right. Well, that's excellent.
I
I want
love
to
it.
thank you for coming and sharing with us this morning.
Greg tell me he want me to
and
come
being
in.
a part of Morning Barbados.
Anytime. I always free.
All right, Elliot Graves is a boat builder, and he says that he's been building boats from school days.
Yeah, he built one at
it
school.
came into his head. I mean, that's just some wonderful
That,
stuff.
you see that mold there?
Yes.
The glass one boat, the building, like this boat
I'm
here
gonna
is
have
clear.
to let you co-host with me for the rest of the show. You can bring a chair here for Mr. Graves, please.
The glass one boat, the building is square like that there. You see that pattern there? I laid on one night.
Yeah, and it came to you.
That pattern came to me in my head, and they start building them.
All right.
That way. All of them from the South Coast.
Mhm.
I built.
All right, we're going to take a break. I'm going to continue talking to Mr. Graves, but we're going to take a break and share more about St. Peter. And when we come back, hopefully, we're going to be able to take you outside. Stay with us.
to you.
There's so much happening in St. Peter. That's why we're here today, celebrating with the St. Peter Parish Independence Committee and, of course, the ambassadors, but also with all residents of St. Peter. And we decided to bring someone to represent basically every area that you can consider in St. Peter. They have some great artists as well who always represent for St. Peter. But how much do you know about the community work that they do behind the scenes as well? Rhea Ellis is one such artist, and you might know her as Sugary. Enough said.
Good morning.
This morning, she's Rhea Ellis. Grew up in Indian Ground.
Yeah.
But living in Ashton Hall.
Ashton Hall, yeah.
Yes, a real St. Peter girl.
Correct.
Yeah,
From
what was
her.
it like growing up in St. Peter?
I really enjoyed my childhood. I had a lot of good memories growing up in Indian Ground. It's a community that is split into about 4, Indian Ground, 4 Hill, French Village, and Roebuck. And I could remember running around Indian Ground with my cousins and friends, playing cricket in the Cart Road. You know what I mean? Like growing up and going to Sabbath school, we going to all the vacation Bible schools and stuff like that. So I had a really good childhood in St. Peter.
Talk to me about your community work now.
So as an artist, I wanted to give back. And I decided that I wanted to start a community group in the Indian Ground area because there are a lot of children within those communities. And I started the Ream community group because I wanted to reach, educate, motivate, and empower. There's not a lot of activity happening in that area for those people up there. And I decided that that is what I wanted to do. I wanted to give them opportunities to learn new skills, give them opportunities to get into the sporting and stuff like that. So that's what I decided to do.
Talk to us about how things are rolling out. How are you able to make it happen?
It's not an easy task. It's very hard. It's very hard financially. Sometimes I feel that that area is forgotten. And recently we would have gotten some lights on the hard court. We have a new netball team. I have about 84 children up there.
Wow.
In a community, in a youth group. And it's hard to find activities, positive activities for them to do, games for them to play, skills for them to learn. So we really need the assistance with them because they want to do it. The children want it. So I would say that any persons, whether it be corporate or government entities that can assist in any way, we welcome the help for sure. The PIC has recently donated some bins and planted some trees in the area, which we're grateful for. But there's so much more to be done because we always say the children are lawless or the youth are lawless and not doing anything. But I'm living proof that that's not the case. They want things to do. We just need to be able to give them those things.
All right, that's wonderful. And I'm so happy to hear that you are reaching into your community and helping in this way.
For sure.
How are you able to juggle your time? You said 84 children, and I had to think about that for a moment. That's a lot of children in that youth group.
And that's the thing. They range from as small as 2 to as big as, they're going to cuss me for calling them children, but as big as 21. There's a good team up there. There's a good team, Laverne and Tracy and Denisha. These are the people who live in the community who are helping me, who are present when I can't be there. Because obviously with music, it takes me away. Sometimes I'm not always able to be there to do stuff. But they coordinate the activities and they make sure that they have things to do. They take them on walks, to the beach, hikes. We have games days and stuff like that. So we do need the assistance. We do need the assistance.
All right. I want to congratulate you on this initiative.
Thank you so much.
And don't be a stranger.
Definitely
you know,
not.
if we can help you in any way to get out there and get corporate Barbados on board.
For sure.
And I know a few people who reside here for part of the year. You know, we can ask them about helping the children as well.
For
so
sure.
how about that?
For sure. Definitely
Good.
be in touch.
Always good to see you.
Thank you.
Unfortunately, you know, I would still have preferred to hear a little song. And I don't know how that dress would work out with the dancing you do.
That's fine. There are all kinds of songs that come out of Sugary, and all of them are sweet.
That's a good thing. All right, another break as we wind things down My, look at the time, 14 minutes now before 8 o'clock. Remember, Morning Barbados is brought to you in part by Great Health Works, distributors of probiotics and Omega XL. Stay with us.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you. Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Good morning. It's Morning Barbados, and we are on the move. Today, we are in St. Peter. We are in Speightstown at Local and Co. and having a great time. We have lots of people from St. Peter who've come out and braved the weather. There's no weather. I'm just saying that. But they've come out to celebrate with us this morning as we shine a spotlight on St. Peter. Now, speaking of St. Peter, we have to talk about a few of the schools, and representing for Alexandra, we have old scholar Jennifer Watson with us. Good morning, Jennifer. Also here is Dawn Small, and Dawn Small is going to be telling us a little bit about CP. Good morning.
Good morning.
Oh, it's good to see both of you.
Thank you.
So early in the morning. All right, so Jennifer, let's start with you. Talk about your experience as an Alexandra school girl, and you know, what has that meant to you over the years and even now?
Well, first I want to thank you so much for actually saying the word Alexandra, because most people tend to say Alexander.
Well, I'm not most people.
Thank
Jennifer.
you so much.
That wouldn't happen.
Thank you. I so appreciate that. Being a student at Alexandra, I actually went there in 1959.
Wow.
I was there for 10 years, because in those days we had Prep B and Prep A, and then the screening test came. And although we were already in Alexandra, we still had to take it. But then at the time too, school leaving age was 18 years. So I was there for that length of time. We had some wonderful, wonderful principals. The three that really stand out most in my memory are Ms. Gabriel Thompson, who was our last expatriate principal. Then we had Miss Sheila Ward, and then after her was Mrs. Ada Strawn. And then there are others who came after, but certainly those are the three who stand out most in our memories.
Oh, that's wonderful. And then, of course, Dawn Small, you went to school at Coleridge and Parry. But before we do that, I believe we have a photograph of you in your school uniform back then. Was this 1959? You tell me. 1959, where was this in this uniform?
This was in 1959. My mom made my uniform. As you can see, the school uniform in those days was the royal blue with, we had a hat
Well, we
band.
can't see that it was royal blue because it's black, and,
black
white.
and white. Well, you know, in those days it was that color. So we had the school band, we had pockets with silver buttons, and of course the Panama hat, which we found out were not really made in Panama, but with a hat band around it.
Oh, wow.
So, yes, so I was there, as I said.
I've heard about these Panama hats that were made in Panama. I'm loving it. Now, Dawn, you went to school at Coleridge and Parry.
Yes, please.
What was your experience like?
Well, for those who know Cordian Parish School now, when I started school, it was an all-boys school. It was an all-boys school, and the level of camaraderie we had there was just tremendous. We had boys who used to sing. If anyone knows, we are on the hill, and people in Herewoods would say they could hear the boys singing in the morning.
Wow.
Right? Now, the other thing about it I found is that we had a good number of teachers who were old scholars. So we had mentors. And I could mention people like Hadley Hines, Pedro Hines, Mr. Ronald Williams. There's several people, but we wanted to be like them. They were also great athletes. Now, the school was also mainly a community school. Most of the boys came from the north. So you would have had the group from Speightstown, Six Men's, boys from the Wim, boys from Rowview, and it was a good rivalry. If you could say sports day, it was a big thing. That was a big thing. Also, since Jennifer is here, we were also encouraged to talk to the Alexandra girls.
That is
Encouraged
true.
by whom?
Everybody, because they were of good stock.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
We were always, and so it was that. We even had times boys would race from school because they wanted to see this particular girl before she caught the bus. Right? You know, back then you had to get home at a certain time. So any little time you got to say hi to that girl, it was worthwhile and it was precious. We didn't have cell phones, so that was the only time you got to see the girl you liked.
Oh, wow. Stories for days. Now, you have the Cordian Parish School and the Pearson Jordan Road Race coming up. So tell me a little bit about what's behind this initiative.
Right. So the parish organizing committee, St. Peter Parish Organizing Committee, they are looking to, I guess, broaden the educational outlook for our people here. We have some local heroes, but we really don't hear about them. So they have chosen Mr. Jordan, Pearson Jordan, and I will refer to him as PG because everybody knows him as PG. He is a Cordian Parish boy, always a Cordian Parish boy, one of our Olympians, and unfortunately he passed away at the beginning of the COVID pandemic. And so this is just a way to remember him. The race is going to be held on Independence Day. It's right here in Speightstown. And persons who are interested can contact the St. Peter constituency office. They can also WhatsApp 262-3412 to get information. And we will also be having an online registration, and the Barbados Olympic Association is going to help us in that. All right? We have, so I should mention some of the persons who are helping us. The Fisherman's Pub, the Great Fisherman's Pub, Saint Star Shop. These are all PG's friends. We also have Wholesale Express right there in Burma Road. I've mentioned the Olympic Association and this
everybody else on your big
CDA. Yeah, CDA Investment Inc., who runs the gas station, Rubis gas station in Speightstown, and some of his relatives, because we've had meetings with his relatives, and some of them have actually come on board. His wife, Marva, his sister, Shelley, his son-in-law.
Yeah,
also to
so
help.
we want everybody to come out and be a part of it on Independence Day. We'll tell you more. We have a little bit of time before we get there. Thank you so much, Jennifer Watson, Alexandra School Old Scholar, and of course CP Old Scholar, Dawn Small. The time has gone by so quickly, but we're going to wrap things up when we come back on Morning Barbados. On the move, today we're in St. Peter.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you. Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Hey, looking out onto this beautiful water here in Speightstown makes me think that I should have brought along the swimwear, but maybe next time, you know, not too far away. So maybe next time we'll be able to take in a little bit of the water. We have Malachi Hope with us now, and he's from Church Street. Malachi, you're going to do a piece for us in a bit, but you're one of the younger people joining us today. So tell me what it's like growing up in St. Peter.
Well, I've been in Speightstown for 20 years, my whole life, about to be 21. It was always a great experience. I always love it. Speightstown is really my heart and soul. I always talk about it. I really appreciate it a lot. I would love to be doing my piece on Speightstown, but I can't do it because I'm doing it inside of a competition later, so I got to be exclusive. So my poem would just be a poem about love. But in general, being in Speightstown, great experience. Loved it with my mom, all of my friends just running around, going on the pasture, running by the bus terminal, looking for the schoolgirls on evenings, everything. It was fun. It was fun.
That seems to be a hallmark of St. Peter. Looking for the schoolgirls since 1959.
For sure.
All right, so you can look straight into this camera and go ahead and do that beautiful
no
piece
problem.
on love for us. This is Malachi, St. Peter style.
My piece will be called Pleading for the One. The soul. She's the one my heart calls for. Screaming her name across miles of water. Wanting her here within my embrace. The heart's voice has grew tired and its lyrics stretched and fatigued from begging and calling for her to be closer. So it decides to close its mouth before all is lost and search for another her. Another person to take the space she had left, but it never works. The void isn't filled. It's like going from crack to cigarettes. Is this even the same? There's no way both of these things are considered drugs. This gets me high and off my feet, while this barely gets me mellow and buzzed. I need the real thing, but the real thing isn't here. I guess I am addicted to the love that we share. I wish we weren't so distant. These months are so long, which cause the heart to tell the mind, do what you want. And when I do what I want, I then regret what I wanted. The mind, it lets down at the heart, saying you're so stupid, letting your feelings get so strong. A lot of the love you feel don't last too long, have you realized? I've been telling you it don't make sense for a minute, but yet you haven't finished. Grabbing for this feeling that's just you wanting to reproduce and find a hole for the pool to fit in. I promise you that's the case. Silence, the heart said. That may be the case with some, but not this one. This one is the one of ones. My soul in human form, the one who will have my sons. This isn't just anyone. Me and you are a team synchronized to the highest degree, so I need you to start thinking like that and appreciate the people inside of our life. Your toxic thoughts is the reason for your infidelity and your undercommitment, and the reason why the one we love is really so distant. And it wasn't a slip in speech when I say we, because you are the commander in speech. And despite the science in your speech, you are the commander in chief. I listen to you like everyone else inside of this body, so tell me how I think falsely when it isn't even my job to think. The mind, shut up. Every time you start racing, you cause pain to everyone here. This one isn't no different. This one has been the one way too many times, and I, for one, is tired of having these thoughts just to be trying to put you back together when you get proved wrong again. How many times must a farmer change fuse before, how many no, on live TV. How many times must a farmer gain know you before realizing to change fuse? How many times must a chair spot you before you realize not to sit? How many times must you turn on the switch before realizing there's no light? Please tell me you're smarter than this. The heart. I am dumb, and so is love. So no, I am not smarter than this. I am as stupid and naive as the same person who gives me this feeling. For I know this feeling I'm feeling is mutual and not one-sided. You can run from it and hide from it for as long as you like, but I know as long as I beat and pump blood into this system, I'll be a victim to it. You can hate love and love to hate and look at me in disgrace, but I would never, ever give up on love because it's all I have. And without love, how would I keep going? The mind, stop it. Your weakness is showing. Let me remind you, since clearly you tend to forget. How many times you thought it was love when it was just sex? How many times your girlfriend had turned to your ex and relationships just went left when you thought there was a spark that couldn't out but still went dim? My patience grew slim when it comes to love, and honestly I'm tired and exhausted from all the pain and all the hurt. Thank you very much.
Woo. That was passionate and nice. Don't go anywhere. Come back. Yeah, it's not finished?
There's a lot more to it, but I know we was running late on time, so I just shortened
Oh,
it.
man, that was amazing. I had a great time in St. Peter. I certainly hope you had a great time here as well. We want to wish you a wonderful weekend. Join us again on Monday morning for Morning Barbados. And we will see you next Friday when we move around the island. Again, remember, this came your way in part with the compliments of Great Health Works, agents for Omega XL and probiotics. On behalf of the entire team who worked really hard to bring this to you, and everybody who came out to be a part of this presentation, thanks to Local and Co for hosting us. That's it from us. Remember, have a good weekend. Bye-bye.
Wake up, wake up, wake up. Barbados, get up. Good morning.